realised about 5 minutes ago that all of my speech was what it was pretty bad. It's been stolen by everybody else apparently. So instead I thought I'd start with a bonjour.
Bonjour!
Apparently it's been suggested to me that I should have a schnifter. This is actually a quintessential Terry Butcher. You can see it's been beautifully presented. And so if you don't mind, I'll just towards the end, I may suggest.
Have another drink! Slow down! Have another drink!
Fast. So I will suggest one for you maybe later. I'm sure you're delighted now. But actually it's more customary, I think, to start with my wife and I. Husband and I? Our husband. What I really want to do is a little bit similar to yours in some ways, which is to offer some heartfelt thank yous. Because when we set about this, which was 2.5 years ago, it took me that long to get him past the yes I do to, okay, let's actually do this. But during that mammoth time, we had a lot of things survivors got wanted to do, but there was one thing that we stole from all of you, and that was about how do we get all of those people in our lives that mean so much to us, that genuinely are the people that put smiles on our faces in the morning when we meet them, put smiles on our faces in the evening when we see them after work for a drink, that put their arms around us when we're feeling a bit tired or a bit sleepy or a bit sad or a bad problem's come along. How do we get them all together and how do we help them to schnift away and generally have mayhem of a day? And really that's because you're here. Dad mentioned earlier on that a lot of people have travelled a seriously long way. Well, I mean, this is not carbon friendly, this trip, this wedding, it's been seriously well visited across the world. And a lot of you have also made huge sacrifices in not bringing your children today. And I know for some people, some who haven't been able to make it as a consequence, but for everybody that's been a tough thing to do and required lots of your own energy and your own efforts. And I mean a really heartfelt thank you, one and all, for you being here that makes this what it is for us today. So thank you for that. A couple of other quick little thank yous. Grant, Simon and John got a cheeky thank you, but not a very big one, because I didn't even need to explain why. They were solely responsible for breaking me in Barcelona. Barcelona itself may never be the same again. But I'm not going to be the same again, and all that schniffling is definitely a problem for me now. But it was a fantastic weekend, and those that were able to make it, thank you again for doing that. Those that weren't able to make it, we'll find another excuse, maybe one day after work, we're not expecting it. Quickly to Sam, who's done an awful lot for the wedding, been an absolute brick in many ways. And she's been part of the whole, what do you think about this, what do you think about that thing. And she's also, of course, going to have the epic responsibility of leading us into Thriller.
Hey.
Which, of course, we've all learned. That's what I've learned. So. Henry and Tony have done a huge amount of work before today as well, but they've got a lot more to do after this point when everybody else sort of chills out, hits the dance floor, which, of course, is compulsory. And they will be rocking some discs and doing some cool things. I think that's how DJs talk. He's got a lever that does something. Christina and Jesse, what you said at the wedding was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for saying those and doing so beautifully. It made a huge difference to us personally because they are words that mean a lot to us. So to be able to sit down for a moment and absorb that was really, really powerful. So thank you so much. And of course, I couldn't complete any thank yous without talking about Andy Herriot, the Hezzer, who's been an immense master of ceremonies today, both in stature and in voice. And there's more to come for him, I think, so that's good. And obviously to Noah, who I think many people have described as having made one of the best speeches I've ever heard today. And it's quite worrying how easily encapsulated that sort of very ambitious drinking has been put into this wedding. It's just been a shift to one for the road, but it was absolutely so So again, thank you very much. The other ushers and usherettes, a huge thank you. Everything that's happened today is because you've been part of that and been doing it for us. So I'll say thank you again. We were just also wanted to have a quick chat about family, and I obviously have to talk about the Hussains as part of that, not least because I'm now one of them.
Hey.
They're really happy about it. They're literally like, he's a boy and he's white. And apparently he eats pork. So it's sort of three whammies in one. But actually, and very seriously, I remember going to meet them, and I didn't feel nervous about it at all. But not at all. The moment I walked in, you know exactly. Everyone who's met the Hussains today knows exactly where this whole excitement comes from. That is what the family is about. Every single one of these members of the family and their friends are about fun and laughter and love and support and caring for each other and really trying to support each other in what they're trying to do. Ria talks about sacrifices being made. That's what they all do for each other. And aside of the horrendous lateness, which I don't even know quite how to cope with in many ways. Really? But you're leaving now? You're meeting now? Oh, listen. Through to the ability to talk at that volume for sustained periods of time. It's very exhausting just to try to listen to, but somehow they manage to hear what each other's saying as well.
We don't listen to each other.
That's the key. But they really have been sensational, and you know, it's one of those difficult things when you meet somebody you think this is the person I really want to spend my life with, and now it's about and who else is in their life and who are we going to meet and how's that going to work. And, you know, how wonderful, and many of you felt this, is that when you meet those other really important members of their lives, and you just go, do you know what, I love you just as much, I absolutely think you're fantastic. I love you so much, all of you, you've been immense to me. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life annoying you at Christmas, trying to get you pissed, which I promise heartfeltly to do. But thank you really seriously and genuinely. Of course, I have a massive family here too, and my family have been quite sensational during my life. Many of you know that there have been a few patches which were perhaps not as rosy as some of the other ones, and that was the time when I really learned the true meaning of family, because they literally, the wagon wheels rolled round, the arms were put round, and support was unquestioning, despite my behaviour, what I may have been doing at the time. It was absolutely without doubt support and love. And that's for every single person at that table. That's what they've been about and what they've done for me. But of course, that is in particular Dad and Joy and Mum and Mike. For me, the fact they found their life's partners. I mean, one of the things that was really important in my life has been role models. And both Dad and Mum have been role models. Not necessarily because they met each other, which was good for me because I'm here. And therefore for you all. But because actually what happened is they then met Michael and then met Joy. And when you meet that soulmate and you see what that real, true passion and love is about, it's mind-blowing. And to witness that and to grow up around that has been one of the things when I've said, you know what, this is the thing, I'm going to wait for that moment. So thank you, everyone, for being so brilliant to me. I love you immeasurably, and I look forward to many more drunken nights. That's a common thing.